Hello, welcome to this video. My name is Milad, and in this video, I'm going to talk about how to manage environment variables for your Node.js project, which basically means Webpack and Node.js and React. Okay, so in this project, we have Webpack for bundling and for managing the project, which manages the front end and back end of the application together. So this project will run using Webpack scripts, which you can see in the package.json file, which is here. So here we have the development and also the production. So for the development, as you can see, we have a script that will set the node environment to development. What is a node environment? What's a node environment? Node environment is basically a variable which will be defined inside an object which is called process.env. So this process.env will contain many things. For example, the username and many other things that you can get benefit of it. But our main focus of this video is environment variables. So one of the environment variables is one of the variables inside the process.env is node.env, which defines whether you are in a development mode or you are in a production mode. Why this is important? This is very important because when you are creating a project, you will work on it in a local machine, which is typically your computer and VS Code as an IDE example, for example. And you have some variables that are related to your machine only. For example, your local database, your username and password, which is related only to the database inside your machine, the ports, the host, and things like that. So to manage these things, you only need those variables in this machine, the machine that you are working on in the development mode. You don't need them in the production. So to make things easier, we can create the env.development and env.production files. We can just simply create a .env file, which will give access to the project all the variables in both modes, the production and the environment, the development. But to set up your project in a correct way, you have to have both of the files, the development and the production. So this is very important because if you create your files like that, for example, .env.development and .env.production, this will separate the environment, the development and the production. So whenever you are in the development mode, you are sure that the development variables will work in your project, in your testing, for example. But whenever you are in a production mode, the server environment variables will be used. So this is very important because if you don't do it like that, you have to change the variables every time that you switch between the development to the production and from production to development. But if you set it up like that, it will be easier and everything will work correctly. So as you can see, for setting the node environment, you can just write a script which will run in the terminal. So as you can see, this script will run all together. So we mix a bunch of commands with the and symbol. This will run the Webpack package for the development of the client and the server, which is backend and frontend. So to set up the environment variables in a correct way, we need two packages if you are using Webpack. So we need two packages. One package is specific for the Webpack. As you can see, let me just show you the .env Webpack, which is related only to the Webpack. So let me just show you that. Okay, I will show you in the file. Okay, so if you go to the client portion of the Webpack file, which these are the all configurations that Webpack do for the client, for the front end. So these things are very important. We need this package if you are using Webpack, and we need this package also if you are if you want to use the environment variables inside your Node.js JavaScript files. So these two things are very important. Basically, for all of your projects, you only need this one if you are using Webpack. So first you will install it using npm i or npm install, and you will write the name of the package. It will be installed, and you can import it here like that using require. If you are not using ES6, if you are using ES6, you can use import. Okay. So here we imported this .env, which is a plugin for Webpack. So we will just create a plugin here, just this one, a new plugin inside the constant of plugins, which are the Webpack plugins. So we'll create a new plugin, which is called .env, which is imported here. Then we can pass an object for the configurations. For configurations, we have path, we have debugger mode. You can set it to true and false, and a bunch of other configurations. You can read more about it in the official documentations. But for the most of the project, you just need the path to configure. If you are using .env file in your root path of your application project, for example, the location that the package.json is located, if you created the .env file there, it will be accessible directly without setting path. But here we are using a trick to switch the path according to the node environment. As you can see, I created a constant called environment path. So this path, as you can see here, this path will change according to the node environment that we can set it from the scripts. So this is very important. You can switch the modes of the development and the production just using a script whenever you run your project. So if you change the mode, for example, the environment to development, this path will automatically be set to the development path, which is this file. So this file will be imported and will be used inside your project. But whenever this node env, node environment, is set to the production, this file will be used inside your project. So this is very important. This is a good practice to change the environment variables according to the mode that you are in. But here, why we used this package? The only reason that I used this package is to use the environment variables inside the Webpack file also. So as you can see, let me just show you quickly. So here I am using the environment variables also in the Webpack file. So to do that, you have to, for example, here, process.env.host and the proxy API URL. So we have two environment variables which use it inside the Webpack. So the Webpack will give ability to the rest of the files to use the environment variables using this plugin. But how the Webpack can use the environment variables also using this package. So if you use this package, you can use this package inside any JavaScript file, which is inside a Node project. You can use this, and it is basically the same. It is a .env package. The configuration is the same for the Webpack plugin and for the .env package also. It is the same, just pass a path which will switch according to the node environment. So this is a good practice to change it. But for the server, as you can see, for the server configurations, I haven't used the .env package because I don't want to set anything. I don't need anything, any environment variables here. So here we just used the Webpack plugin to give ability to the rest of the files related to the server to use those environment variables. Okay, so as we know as a developer, the things the variable that will change is for example database credentials. So those credentials will change according to the environment that you are in. For example, your local database is different from the production database. Your port, your host, which is typically local host, is different from the server that you will use in the production. So this is very important. So let me just show you this. Okay, why we have this file .env.sample? This is just a sample. You will share it to the public without these credentials. Here I shared these credentials because they are not very important, and the database and things are not very important. So if people have access to them, it is not very important for me. And as you can guess from this password, which is very secure, I don't care about this database a lot. So I just showed the values that you can use, that you can assign to the variables inside the .env. So why this sample file is important? You can give an idea to the developers which environment variables you used inside your project. So it is very important to create a sample file, but not with the real credentials. Just some examples to give an idea to other developers to know how many variables are used inside this project. So also you have to add these two files in the git ignore, and you are not going to share these files with the rest of the developers, and it is not a good practice to share it to the public. Okay, so just add these two files. You can share the sample file to give an idea to the other developers how to use it. So basically here I have the database server, database username, and the name of the database, the password, and also the host and the proxy API URL. So these are just for development. So whenever I am in the development mode, the application will automatically use these credentials, and it will be set automatically. So it is very important, and it will make your job easier as a developer if you set up your project like that. So this is basically how you will set up your project and how you will use the environment variables. It is very important to know both of them. The .env alone, you can use it with any JavaScript file inside your Node.js project. And the second one, which is a plugin for Webpack, .env Webpack, you can use it for configuration of your Webpack, and through Webpack you can give ability to your application to use those variables. The modification of the path is very important, so you will create a dynamic path that will change according to the Node environment, and it will switch the files between development and production according to the Node environment. And it is very important to know that you can set the Node environment using just a script that you will create for your projects. For example, npm run dev, npm run production. So these scripts can set the environment variable directly also. So this is very important. You have to keep in mind inside your project. So this is all about the environment variables, and thank you very much for watching this video. I hope this video will give some extra information for you how to use the environment variables and how to use it in a correct way. So thank you very much for watching, and see you again.